Your exclusive home for the Nashville Predators. Locally owned.
And good morning, everyone, on this beautiful Saturday in Nashville, July 16th. We are live on ESPN 1025 The Game. This is the Josh Mathews Show, and I'm hearing that open for the first time, and I think what it means by the teams that you don't like is that I'm going to be talking about football teams perhaps not in the middle of the country. You're going to hear some talk about the Oregon Ducks and things like that here on the Josh Mathews Show each and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 1025 ESPN Radio, The Game. And this is my first show. Very excited about this. And many of you out there might not have any idea who I am. And that's cool. I come from the world of professional wrestling. I've been in this industry for nearly 15 years now. I started in WWE at the age of 20 years old on a television show called Tough Enough. It was a reality show that WWE and MTV did, and they brought it back since, but this was the first season back in 2001 when I was 20 and 21 years old, and I was a contestant on the show. I made it to the finals, and then I quickly realized that at 5'8", 150 pounds at the time, that my future wasn't going to be in competing in a professional wrestling ring, so I quickly adjusted and shifted and changed and wanted to be in the pro wrestling world, and realized that as a broadcaster, I could probably go a lot further and accomplish a lot more in my career. So for the last 13 years, I've been doing that. I've been a broadcaster. I worked for WWE for over a decade, and now I work at Impact Wrestling here in Nashville, Tennessee. And now, each and every Saturday, I get to talk to the fine folks in Nashville, and I want to hear from all of you. You can call us 615-737-1025. And I'm also broadcasting the show live on Facebook Live right now as we speak. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/MatthewsJoshA. You can follow me on Twitter at RealJoshMathews, 1T in Matthews. Give me any questions that you have on Twitter. We'll go live on Periscope when we have the opportunity to do so. Also live every week on Facebook Live. I wanted to start by talking, and we got so much going on right now with the Open Championship. It's so cool that I'm in here on Saturday morning and I can look up and I can see what's going on in the Open Championship, and I can see what Phil's going to be doing when he gets ready to tee off here. And coverage is available right now for all of you at 94.9 The Game 2. We'll talk about the Open Championship in a little while. We'll talk about what Phil did on Thursday. But I wanted to start by talking about wrestling, professional wrestling, and most importantly, Impact Wrestling, the company that I work for. And you can catch us on Pop TV. We're moving to Thursday nights. It all gets started this coming Thursday, July 21st. We're moving nights, we're moving times to 8, 7 Central. I think Thursday is a great night for Impact Wrestling. Many people, obviously, if you're a wrestling fan out there, you know that the other company is moving their show to Tuesdays. So we adjusted on the fly, and we're moving to Thursdays. And it's just a tremendous opportunity for us in Impact to go back home to Thursday nights, because those of you that are in this area, those of you in Nashville, know that Impact Wrestling got started here in Nashville, and Thursdays was the original night on Spike TV, and now we're going back and we're going to 8, 7 Central, and it's a great time right now to come along for the ride with us in Impact Wrestling. We're coming off an incredible Destination X event that took place in Orlando, Universal Studios in the Impact Zone, and now we're moving to Thursdays. We'll get started with the Bound for Glory playoffs. And this is what I like about Impact Wrestling a lot, as opposed to the other place that I used to work. Impact Wrestling, to me, has a more of a real sports type feel to it, because of things like the Bound for Glory playoffs. And you're going to see 8 guys all vie for an opportunity to go on to compete for the World Championship at Bound for Glory, which is our biggest event of the year. And those 8 individuals are Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, EC3, James Storm from right here in Nashville, The Miracle Mike Bennett, Bram, Drew Galloway, and Eli Drake. So these guys are all going to compete. And now the cool thing about, you all know Matt and Jeff Hardy, everyone out there listening. Jeremy has told me many times that I have listeners, not viewers, here on the radio. I'm used to TV where I have viewers and I can talk to you and you can see my face. You can see me right now on Facebook Live. This is the Josh Mathews Show. This is our debut show, our premiere show on ESPN 102.5 The Game. Again, I want to hear from all of you. 615-737-1025. And our show this week is brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. They got a big show coming to the Fairgrounds right here in Nashville, Saturday, August 6th. It starts at 7 p.m. The Fairgrounds is cool. I've been there. Impact Wrestling actually got started competing at the Fairgrounds. So make sure to check out Freedom Pro Wrestling Saturday, August 6th. And make sure to check out Impact Wrestling as we get ready to move to Thursdays, July 21st. It all gets started new time, 8/7 Central. And again, as it relates to Impact Wrestling and why I champion this company so much and why I talk so much about Impact and don't hide the fact that I love this company as much as I do, because I respect what we do. I respect our athletes so much. We're the underdog. We're that little engine that just keeps on going. This company's been around for 14 years, and I think it's going to be around for a long time. And Impact Wrestling, to me, has really turned the corner. How many people out there were talking about the final deletion between Matt and Jeff Hardy and what those two guys did? They went to Cameron, North Carolina, and they put on a show. It happened on our show on Impact Wrestling on July 5th. And if you didn't see the final deletion, if you have no idea what I'm talking about on ESPN Radio, you're probably saying to yourself, why is this guy talking about pro wrestling? That's the world that I come from. I promise we're going to talk about sports. I promise we're going to talk about the Open Championship. And I want to talk about Brock Lesnar and the news that came out yesterday as it relates to Brock. But right now, again, wanted to get going by talking about Impact and what you're going to see. The Bound for Glory playoffs happening very soon on Impact Wrestling. And those 8 guys, Matt and Jeff, I started talking about them in Final Deletion and how they're household names. But guys like EC3 and the Cowboy James Storm and the Miracle Mike Bennett and Bram and Drew Galloway and Eli Drake, I think are soon to become household names. I really feel that Impact Wrestling is on the precipice, on the cusp of something big. And you can join us moving forward each and every Thursday, 2 hours. It's a fun wrestling show. For those of you out there that may miss wrestling on TV, for those of you out there that may say, I see what the other guys do and it's a long 3 hours, and then the very next night they want me to commit for 2 more. We're going to give you a fun 2-hour wrestling show. We're not going to dumb it down. It's going to be compelling television for all of you each and every week moving forward. Impact on Pop each and every Thursday. And the cool thing about this show, the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN 102.5 The Game, I'm going to be able to talk. Can we change the name, by the way, The Game? Every time I say that, I think of, I get chills and think about the other place that I used to work. But nonetheless, well, I mean, it's my first show. I think that they can let me change the name of the station. I mean, who knows, right? In any event, Thursday moving forward, July 21st, it all gets started, Impact on Pop. And I'm going to have guests from Impact Wrestling on this show. A lot. We're going to hear from the likes of Rockstar Spud, and I've even talked to our president, Dixie Carter. I'm going to get her in this studio on this show, and we're going to talk about Impact Wrestling. We're going to talk about what you're going to see from us, a great wrestling show each and every week. And I think I have the resume to speak like that. Again, I've been in the professional wrestling world for many, many years, since I'm 20 years old, and it's the only profession really that I've ever wanted to be a part of. Since I was a kid, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. I loved sports. I played a lot of sports growing up, mostly football, but at the age of, I think, 16 or 17, my friends and my brothers and we bought a wrestling ring, and we put it in my parents' backyard. My parents were crazy for allowing us to put a wrestling ring in their backyard, but they let us do it. And we sort of trained ourselves, and then the opportunity arose for me to be a part of Tough Enough and to dive right into the biggest wrestling company in the world at a very young age. And that's what I did. And I have no regrets about the decisions that I made. And now I have an opportunity, because of my career in wrestling, to talk to you guys every week on ESPN 102.5, The Game here in Nashville, Moved to Nashville 2 years ago from the Northeast, and I absolutely love everything about this city. The city is growing very rapidly, much like Impact Wrestling is growing. This city is growing, and I want to grow with this city. I love everything about Nashville, downtown. I lived in Germantown when I first moved here. I went to many Sounds games because I could walk right there to the Sounds games. And what an incredible atmosphere. What an incredible stadium. For those of you out there that are listening, maybe you're just visiting. This is a great destination city. If you haven't gone to a Sounds game, make sure that you do. And it's a lot of fun. And I haven't been since they put in the miniature golf course. So I want to go. I want to play some miniature golf. I want to see the Sounds win. I've become a huge fan of the Preds because of, Bridgestone's right there, right near where our office is. Got to go to many Preds games. My first ever hockey game was a Preds game. So it's just my love of this city has grown so much, and I can't wait to talk to all of you about it here on this show, the Josh Mathews Show, ESPN 1025, The Game. We're going to take a call from Aaron when we come back, and we want to hear from all of you, 615-737-1025. We're going to take a short... I can go to break now, right, Captain Kirk? Okay, we're going to break right now. When we come back, we'll talk about the Open Championship. We're going to talk about Brock Lesnar, and we're going to take your calls. Aaron, don't go anywhere. You're up next. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to help you Periscope?
Yeah, if you want to.
Do I look like Jeff? No. You sound good. You really, honest to God, you really do. Do you need 2 pounds?
Hi.
Your Aaron guy's supposed to hold it.
Huh?
I was going to be.
I hope he holds.
I think he will. He's been holding like 5 minutes. He'll be fine.
Are you Aaron?
Huh?
Oh, you weren't here?
No? He said I would be your first caller. No.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
Breathe.
It's weird. I don't get nervous for TV. I'm very nervous today.
Did you shave for radio?
No, I just don't grow a beard.
Are we live?
Yeah, right there.
How many people do you have watching you?
248 right now.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone.
You sound good.
The Nashville Ultra Force Up, brought to you by the Game Nashville, Michelob Ultra, and Mapco. Can you improve your lie a little, sir? Yes, winter rules.
In 1972,
If you want to stop your, how do you do your Periscope? I don't do all that good stuff.
volunteer hose and gas.
I guess I can just do it. I'll do it.
Make sure?
Yeah.
You sound really good.
Just about anything to anybody.
Thank you. Jeremy, any advice before I go back on?
Over 1 million items in
Breathe.
stock.
Yes, breathe.
Okay.
I think you're doing good though.
Industrial hose, lubricants, sealing products, tubing, fire protection, and more. All at volunteerhose.net.
Breathe. You're doing fine.
Volunteer hose and gasket doesn't have it, then you probably don't need it. Call them at 615-242-0461.
Are you answering their questions?
No, I can't even see him.
I'm on your Facebook Live.
Do you got questions?
People have questions. I'll read them to you.
See, that's something else that you can do as well.
Would you like me to read your questions from Facebook Live?
Yeah, we'll do it in the next second.
Cool. I'll review them.
So look at your Facebook Live people and say, hey, ask questions. And,
Hey, ask questions. You can hear me. Ask questions. We're going to answer them on the air when we come back. How long till we come back?
how long back? How long back?
What types of food do you like?
That's a question, I guess.
That's a question. Say hi to Willie. Orlando.
Mike right here, ESPN 1025 The Game.
Now, back to the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN 1025 The Game.
Welcome back to the Josh Mathews Show, ESPN 1025 The Game. We're taking your calls. I want to hear from all of you here in Nashville, 615-737-1025. Aaron has been patiently waiting on the line. Aaron, you're up. Yeah, I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions for me, Aaron? Bound for Glory is going to take place in early October, I believe. Don't hold me to that, but it's rapidly approaching. Aaron, thank you for the call. Much appreciated. I want to hear from everyone out there. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. This is the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN 1025 The Game. I asked Jeremy, who's so nice and gave me this show and this platform during the break about how he thought it was going, and he told me to breathe. So I'm going to take deep breaths and breathe here on this great morning, this Saturday morning. The Josh Mathews Show brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. It's Saturday, August 6th, 7 p.m. at the Fairgrounds in Nashville. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will most likely be in attendance. I want to see my friends compete. I know my buddy Rockstar Spud will be there, and Eric Bischoff will be there, and it's going to be a great show here at the Fairgrounds. Freedom Pro Wrestling. Brandy!
Hi.
I got questions.
Good morning. Yes.
Good morning. You're not speaking into a microphone.
Oh, sorry.
There's the microphone.
It's early.
It's early. It's early. It's Saturday. Say hello to everyone, Brandy.
Good morning.
Brandy's going to be reading me some questions that I'm getting from Facebook Live.
Absolutely. Well, first, Bob wants to know why your North Face is on Inside Out.
Well, it's like a mirrored image. He's looking at it
I don't know.
backwards.
He wants to know. What do you like to eat?
Seriously?
I'm dead serious. I don't make this up.
Like right now, what do I want to eat?
What do you like to eat on a normal basis?
I'm a sushi guy. I can go for a nice sushi dinner. Somebody asked that question for you?
No, I promise. Yeah.
Okay.
It's too early to make that up.
Okay. It is Saturday morning, and I've never been up this early on a Saturday. But I woke up early for everyone here. I woke up for the Josh Mathews Show, and somebody tweeted me like that I must be in trouble for having a show this early on a Saturday. And
Amen.
I tweeted back, look, I'm paying my radio dues.
We are.
We're paying our dues.
Yes.
And this is what we have to do, and I love the fact that I get to get up early. My wife loves it too because I'm not bothering her. The only thing she said to me this morning was, be nice. Don't be mean to anyone on the radio. Don't be mean to them. Sometimes I get on Twitter and I get a little mean.
Did she say be nice to Brandy?
She said, be nice to Brandy.
Yes.
What else you got for me?
Hey, Josh, Brittany wants to know when you're coming to New York.
Brittany, I should be coming to New York in about 2 weeks. I'm going to go up with my friend Tyrus. He's a wrestler on Impact Wrestling. He will be a guest on the Greg Gutfield show on Fox News. Tyrus goes on that show quite often. He does great on the show, and I'm going to go up there with him. We're going to film some stuff. He's filming a movie right now called SuperCon. I think it's called SuperCon, and I should be going to New York probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. The next one is, when are you going to go back to active wrestling? When you're 5 years younger? Or what?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm 35.
Oh.
I know, it's over. My wrestling career is over. It was lackluster, to say the least. I did get to compete in 2 matches in WWE. 2 or 3. 2, I think. I'm looking at Brandy like she would know. 2, I believe, active matches, and I'm undefeated. I won a tag team match, and I won a singles match. So I got to check that off my list. I got to compete on SmackDown in front of everyone. I actually wore, I think I'm probably the only person to ever wear Abercrombie sweatpants and compete in a wrestling ring with frosted tips.
Nice. That's a visual. Amir and James want to know, why did you leave the WWE?
Well, it's a difficult question. My contract was coming to an end in July, and in January I was given I was sort of told unofficially that my contract wouldn't be renewed coming up in July. So in January I knew, and I was given the opportunity to either leave then or stay through, and I stayed because I felt it was the right thing to do. And so in January I was told, but I stayed for 7 months, and it was kind of like the best 7 months I ever had there because I knew that it was going to eventually come to an end. So I just sort of like let go of all the pressure and all the stress and just had fun for those 7 months and traveled and didn't let a lot bother me like I did early on in my career. Hey, do you want to go to the phones?
Yeah.
DJ in New Jersey, my neck of the woods. DJ, what's up, buddy? Oh, hold on. Captain Kurt is on the phone. He's my producer. This is the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN 102.5. The Game. I don't know how to work the phones yet. If you're watching me on Facebook Live, Jeremy's going to come over here and he's going to work the phone. And I believe we have DJ. DJ, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you got for me?
What did you train to become a WWE wrestler?
WWE trained me. I trained on Tough Enough, the original reality show for WWE, and I was trained by Al Snow and Taz and Miss Jackie and Tori. For those of you that remember Tori, she was a part of a group called D Generation X, and she was our trainer. So, DJ, thank you for the call from New Jersey. Hey, Hugh in Pennsylvania, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. You?
I'm good, thank you for the call. What do you got? Yeah, that's what I hear, and I don't watch their product anymore, and it's not because I'm bitter or angry towards them. I just don't feel that I have 3 hours on a Monday to dedicate to watching their show. But yeah, that's what a lot of people have been saying about what they're doing lately, and I think a lot of people have been saying the opposite about what you're getting from Impact. And wrestling fans are they're an interesting group because I believe that they're loyal. And loyal to a fault sometimes. I think that, and Hugh, correct me if I'm wrong, but you stick around with WWE hoping that it's going to get better, right? Cool, Hugh, thank you very much, and thank you for the call. Hugh mentioned the IWC. That's the internet wrestling community. They're very vocal about what they like and what they don't like. There was many comments about the final deletion and what took place on July 5th with Matt and Jeff Hardy. I'd love to hear from you guys out there about what you thought, if you saw final deletion, and if you enjoyed it or not. 615-737-1025. I really do want to talk about what Phil Mickelson did on Thursday, but I enjoy talking to you guys so much. So, Brandy, what else do we have from Facebook Live?
Julian has a great question. He wants to know, who is the biggest free agent you would like to see in TNA/Impact Wrestling?
The biggest free agent that I would like to see right now in our company, well, we got Moose. I think that was a big get for us and a great get for us, and Moose made an impact right away when he debuted in Impact Wrestling, and I think that he's going to do some amazing things. He's a former NFL player. He played for the Atlanta Falcons. He played for the New England Patriots. Very soon on ImpactWrestling.com and on our YouTube channel, you'll see a sit-down interview with myself and Moose inside our six-sided ring. But out there, I'm going to have to go with a friend of mine in Cody Rhodes. I'd love to see Cody come to Impact Wrestling. I think he's a tremendous talent. He's got a chip on his shoulder, which I think is a good thing. He wants to succeed and he wants to be the best. And I feel that in Impact he would get the opportunity to perform very well. But other than him and maybe Wade Barrett, I think our roster is pretty solid. I think our roster is pretty good right now, and I think that we can build on what we have. Who else has questions for us out there?
Actually, there's a good one. Is why couldn't Pope keep his name?
I don't even know what's his name.
Eliza Burke?
Oh, I don't know. I spend about 8 seconds a day thinking about the Pope. My broadcast. I'm joking. I love the Pope. My broadcast colleague on Impact Wrestling. I don't know. It's a legal thing, I guess. I don't know. I got to keep Josh Mathews, so that's all I really cared about. And there was never really any debate of whether or not I was going to get to keep my name. I came to Impact and kept it, and that's just what my name is. It's Josh Mathews. This is the Josh Mathews Show, 1T in Matthews. You can follow me on Twitter at RealJoshMathews. This is ESPN 102.5 The Game. We're taking your calls. 615-737-1025. The Josh Mathews Show is brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. They got a great show coming up at the Fairgrounds Saturday, August 6th. It's at 7 p.m. here in Nashville. Do people still call it Smashville, or am I like way off base by that? Yeah? I'm getting the nod that people still do call this town Smashville. I like it. Smashville. Randy, what else?
I like it. You know, I just moved here and people called it, outside of Nashville, call it Nash Vegas.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
No?
No.
Okay, well, I like it. But it's early. Okay, next question. Who is your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler right now is a man named Ethan Carter III, EC3. I think he's phenomenal. Not just because he's a great friend of mine, but I think that he is someone that can change the game. Look at that. See that? See what I did there? I really do. I think that he's just a workhorse. I admire anyone that works hard and works towards a goal, and he's working towards a goal right now. My second favorite wrestler is my wife, Madison Rain. I'm going to go home to a huge breakfast now because I said that.
No.
Just waiting for me. We have one more question before we go to break?
Yeah, but she should have been number one. Okay, this is a great question. Jack wants to know, you have one more match. Who's your dream opponent?
No. I don't want to have any more matches. I want to call matches. I want to call great wrestling matches, and I want to do this show on ESPN 1025 The Game. That's what I want to do. I don't want to wrestle ever again. I want to talk to you guys. I want to call incredible matches. We're going to take another break. I promise we're going to talk about the Open Championship. It's happening right now. You can hear coverage on 94.9 The Game 2. When we come back, we'll talk about what Phil did on Thursday. We want to hear more from you. 615-737-1025. It is the Josh Mathews Show, brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. We'll be back right after this.
Do you want to talk about the Preds?
I don't know anything about the Preds. Good?
Good.
You have great fans.
All right. Explain to everybody on Facebook Live. They can't hear your phone call. So when we take a phone call,
okay.
they can't hear. So
Okay.
it just sounds dead to them.
Okay.
So maybe repeat what they have.
Are there more questions that we can answer?
There's a ton of questions.
Oh, maybe we'll just answer questions for the next half
I
hour.
mean, there's a ton of them.
Trucks, Laramie's, and new Ram ProMasters. That's your day.
So my next break is at 41.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeep Ram. He's going
The question wasn't necessarily about Pope. It was about Cody Rhodes. Have you heard? There's
Oh,
some
that?
people-
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He can't use the name Rhodes or something like that.
Oh, it's a Pope.
I know. No. Somebody.
We're reading three different things here right now.
Right.
You have a lot of great fans.
Are you reading stuff too, Jeremy?
I'm reading it. Yeah. I mean, I'm reading it as it goes,
He's highlighting,
and I'm trying to highlight the
like,
questions. that
bringing it
she
to your
asked.
job.
right now at Nashville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.com. Price plus specs not less than $499 processing.
People remember you from Tough Enough, which means
What is
I tell you what, that people remember me from that more than even when I worked for WB. People be like, "What have you been up to?"
Brittany, you're so right. Josh, you are so good looking.
Really?
Put the hat back on and Brittany's all about it.
Really?
Yeah, no.
You like that one?
and your dream match should be against your wife.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's every other night. That's every night. Let that match go. That's not on my page.
Are we close? To come back.
Josh, you're so cute. Say hi to Chris.
Work in the restaurant
Hi, Chris.
industry, needing
How long back?
She's cute too.
shoes. Come to Jensen Shoes on White Bridge Road. We have quality footwear, including sizes and widths, plus a professional trained staff. Have you ever wondered why your feet
They want to talk about
knees,
broken
and back
Matt and
hurt?
Willow.
Well, the answer is complicated.
Matt Hardy.
However, the solution
There's a lot of questions about Matt Hardy.
Willow is
including
Jeff
fit,
Hardy.
structure, and support.
146 in
I'm Jack Jensen,
Periscope.
founder
Good
of
morning.
Jensen Shoes. Recently, I realized that so
I didn't
many
realize you
chefs,
looked it up.
316
and bartenders
on
have
Facebook
foot
Live.
discomfort.
So,
So I decided that we would make a
what I
special
see.
offer to help
Nice.
eliminate their foot pain. Come to Jensen Comfort Shoes on White Bridge Road and experience the difference of professionally fit, comfortable,
You
non-slip
look like you
shoes.
fit well.
Mention
don't
the
fit well.
ad and receive $20 to $50 discount.
It's not
Check
good.
out our testimonies on
Dig the
web
tattoo,
at
says Mark.
jensenshoes.com.
Thanks, Mark.
That's Jensen Comfort Shoes on White Bridge Road.
Josh is the best. Keep up the good work.
Buy one, get one feast.
Madison is one lucky lady.
She is so lucky.
You better bring her flowers on the way home. Have you thought about that? You should bring her flowers.
It's probably the other way.
Half-price tickets on sale now.
Oh, Danny's and you're getting a shout out from Thunder Bay.
That's right, bringing the heat on all of our local teams to ensure winning.
Here you
Join
go.
us weekdays from 9 to noon.
Now, more of Josh Mathews on
Ooh, thanks, Captain Kurt. I like that song. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Josh Mathews Show, ESPN 1025, The Game. We got calls. I want to hear from everyone out there. 615-737-1025. It's Saturday morning. I'm trying to look and see what's going on out there. Are we going to get more rain? It feels like it's just rained all summer long in Nashville. I guess that's what it does in Middle Tennessee. We would get storms, I guess, in the Northeast. But everyone called them squalls, I think. And they'd come in and you know, they would ruin your afternoon. But for the most part, they wouldn't stick around all day. The Josh Mathews Show is brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. They got a big show coming up Saturday, August 6th, 7 p.m. at the Fairgrounds here in Nashville. Kyle, you're in the Northeast from Long Island. How are you this morning? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The Bound for Glory playoff gets started here soon, and let's see, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, EC3, James Storm, The Miracle Mike Bennett, Bram, Drew Galloway, and Eli Drake. I gotta go with, I'm gonna go with Bram. I think that Bram is in a great position right now. I've called him a future world champion since I started. Yeah, he has been. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't go with Bram because he has been messing around with Rosemary. And okay, you like Eli Drake? What do you like about him? I mean, because okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. I think a lot of people love to hate the man. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the call, Kyle. And you can get officially licensed Impact gear at ProWrestlingTees.com right now. I promise that eventually I'm going to talk about Phil Mickelson and what he did on Thursday. He almost shot a 62. He shoots a 63. I want to know if my dad had him in his FanDuel. My dad plays fantasy golf. So, Pop, I know you're listening. Call up. Let me know the 6 guys you took, and let me know how you're doing. Brandy, let's go back to Facebook Live. And give me something from Facebook Live. You got to press that button right there. I'm becoming a pro at radio, you guys. Oh. It's happening, like, instantaneously.
So am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so a lot of people want to know, what was your favorite match in TNA? And then what was your favorite match in WWE?
My favorite match. I mean, there's just so many. It's hard to... I've had some... I think Rockstar Spud versus Kurt Angle was my personal best call that I've ever had. And in WWE, it's just, there was so many. There was just too many. But in Impact, I've become so emotionally invested in our characters that it's hard for me not to get emotional. When Spud was in the ring with Kurt Angle, I felt so happy for him. I was elated for him that he was in the ring with the Olympic gold medalist. When EC3 won the world championship, I was fighting back tears. Eddie Edwards versus Lashley was incredible, will be incredible. So many come to mind when I think about what goes on Impact each and every week. Moving to Thursdays, July 21st. It all gets started, brand new time, 8/7 Central. This is the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN Radio 1025. The Game, brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. Freedom Pro Wrestling has a great show, Saturday, August 6th at 7 p.m. here in Nashville at the Fairgrounds. Give us a call, 615-737-1025. Brandy, Facebook Live.
Next question. Will TNA ever do a video game on Xbox One or PS4?
I'm begging. I am absolutely begging to do a video game. I want to do the voiceovers for the video game. I want to play the video game. I've contacted video game companies. I've contacted action figure companies. I want it all. I want all the things that happen at the other place to happen down here. And I don't see why we wouldn't have a video game, because I'm not getting tired of playing video games. I'm 35. I'm walking around my house playing Pokemon Go nonstop. My wife looks at me like I'm insane as I'm trying to find Pokemon. And I need to find all of them. So if you know where the Pokemon are, call me right now, 615-737-1025. Brandy, Facebook Live.
Okay, do you have a podcast? A lot of people want to know that. If you don't, when are you going to get one? I
had a podcast on a company called Play It. I did a year podcast. It was on men's fashion, something that I'm into, but not like that I could talk about for an hour. And I was so like, This is what the podcast is going to be about. It's going to be just about men's fashion. And after like 4 months, it became like about college football. And each and every week, I just talked about college football. So it was the Josh Mathews Men's Lifestyle Aficionado podcast, but it was about college football. The episodes are still available on iTunes and all those other places. And no, I don't want to. I mean, I guess I would do a podcast, but I enjoy this. I enjoy, you can't interact with people a lot on a podcast. This, I have the opportunity. There's a whole bunch of you on Facebook Live. There's a whole bunch of you on Periscope through my Twitter, and I get to talk to all of you. You can call us at 615-737-1025. Brandy, Facebook Live.
Danny would like to know, do you love the WWE draft?
I don't hate it. I don't think that, from what I've seen, I don't think that they've been hyping it or doing it the right way, like a real sports type thing would do. I think anything that like is more sports oriented or sports-esque, I like. I like to call wrestling matches as if they are a college football game or a basketball game. That's how I would call those games. I call it the same way that I call wrestling. What else do you have for me?
Raven says, awesome ink. Is there a story behind it?
This is radio. I don't have viewers. I have listeners. But those of you out there on Facebook Live and Periscope, we just got a question about my tattoo. No, not a big story. It's growing. I like it. I'll probably do this arm, black and gray. That's about it. Tattoo stories are kind of boring.
Did you say who your favorite WWE wrestler was? Did you already answer that?
No, John Cena would be my favorite WWE wrestler.
Amen.
Amen. He did great, by the way, on the ESPYs, I thought. And again, it shows what wrestlers can do and go out and transcend and succeed in other areas. And I think John is doing phenomenal. You can't turn on your TV these days without seeing what John Cena is up to. And I'm very happy for him. He's someone that always, I traveled with John. He was always great to me. And I wish him nothing but tremendous success. And I thought he did a tremendous on the ESPYs, on ESPN. This is the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN 102.5 The Game, brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. Brandy, does anyone else have more questions for me in Facebook Live?
There are tons of them. Actually,
Okay.
Tom would like to know, who do you think will be a future world champion in TNA?
Future Rory McIlroy just missed a putt. Just barely missed it. Don't you love waking up on Saturday morning and watching the Open Championship? I would do this every weekend. Just play golf in the United Kingdom every weekend. Play major tournaments because I love to wake up. I put the TV on mute so it doesn't wake up my wife, and I watch, and it's just amazing. And I'll answer that Facebook Live question in a second. But I was watching the Open Championship Thursday in Orlando on my laptop. I was streaming, and Grado, a professional wrestler from the top end of Stevenson in Scotland, came over and he looked and he said, I know that course. I know that. That's Troon. That's Royal Troon. I said, yeah. He goes, so why are you watching that? So it's a major championship for golf. I love golf. And he said, well, I live right there. I live 2 miles from there. Why is this on TV? He had no idea what the Open Championship was. I explained it to him. He said, well, I'm so excited that you're watching this. Brandy, what was that question?
I spaced. I don't even know. I am so sorry.
Future world champion in Impact Wrestling. I am going with Eddie Edwards. I wrote a blog about him on ImpactWrestling.com, my weekly ringside blog, and I think that Eddie Edwards will go on to become a world champion. I am, for those of you that we tape our shows in bunches, in bulk, and I've got an opportunity to see what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks on Impact. Watch Eddie Edwards. Buy stock in Eddie Edwards right now. That dude is just phenomenal.
Okay, next question. And the reason I spaced for a second, I'm really excited about BC's question. Would you ever want to call a college football game? If so, what would it be? Yes,
BC. And if you can make that happen, call me. I would love to call a college football game, any game, really. I don't care if it's, the national championship game or, I'll call any college football game at any level. I would love to have the opportunity to do that, and it would just be so much fun to be able to call the college football game. Maybe we're taking steps in that direction. This is the Josh Mathews Show, our first ever episode on ESPN 102.5 The Game. I wrote like a format. I wrote like all these things that I wanted to talk about. And you can change it. That's what I love about this platform, because we're just going to take your questions. You guys are giving them to us on Facebook Live, and the phone lines are open, 615-737-1025. I actually asked my dad to call, and he's not called yet, which is hilarious to me because I know that my parents are at home in Indiana listening to this, and my dad's saying, well, should I call? And my mom's going, no, just let him do his thing, okay? Don't bother him. But he said he wanted me to call. No, just let him go. Let him do his radio thing. You can call him after and tell him about who you took in the Open Championship. Brittany in New York, you're on the phone. What's up?
Hi.
Hello, Brittany. Last chance. Hi. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Well, what is it?
What is Josh about Matt Hardy?
This is Josh. I'm talking to you. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Thank you for the call. What do I think about Matt Hardy? I love Matt Hardy. I think what Matt Hardy is doing, as broken Matt Hardy, is nothing short of phenomenal. The man should win an Oscar award for what he's doing with his character. And I love guys like Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho that can reinvent themselves and change their characters and become different things and realize that they are playing a character. And broken Matt Hardy is one of the best characters in all of wrestling right now. It has caught the attention of not only people in pop culture, but it's also caught the attention of that empire in New York, which is pretty cool as well. Brittany from New York, thank you for the call. Brandy. Hi.
So, people would like to know, how did you get into radio?
How did I get into radio? That's a very interesting question. I'll answer it on the other side of the break. This is the Josh Mathews Show on ESPN 1025, The Game in Nashville. We'll be back right after these words.
The sounds are on the road.
So, is there any way that they'll be able to hear the question?
That's why I put that speaker right there.
Okay, got it.
That was, we're having a phone line issue on line one. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens sometimes.
Who's the nicest person on TNA? You have somebody watching from South Africa.
South Africa. Hello. Good morning. What time is it in South Africa?
Gary, what time is it? His name is Gary.
Hi, Gary.
We have the first options to look at
There's
the
a lot of great
wide
questions.
selection.
So our next break is 55 and then we're done?
You're done.
And
That's it.
decide which
You
one
get no
you
more.
want to buy and
You're
which
no
one
mas.
Till next week, you're done. And then we can get into 2 hours. I know, 2 hours. But
It's
that's
too much fun. I don't want to leave.
Question. Should we go 2 hours? I think 2 hours. Hello, Roberto.
Only the best for Genesis customers. It's like coming to the supermarket early in the morning before any other
Lancaster,
shoppers.
Pennsylvania,
So I
Los
can pick the
Angeles.
Call Danny.
freshest,
Hi from LA.
nicest
Hi, Danny from LA. Good morning. It's super early in LA.
before anybody else has the
Good to see you.
option to pick Genesis
What else is going on? I can't read your questions because I have this holding up my. I got to get an iPad stand.
Oh, from Birmingham, UK. Hi, Robert.
Robert, Birmingham.
And Walter's in
It's
Alaska.
Birmingham.
Is it Birmingham? What did I say?
You said Birmingham.
Listen, it's
like
early.
Like it's Alabama. Birmingham.
I'm new to the South, right?
Yeah.
Chris says you're not fat, you're handsome.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Did you say you're fat? Hello
Yeah.
from Detroit, from Terrence.
Hi, Terrence from Detroit.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
He said hi to me.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, Brandy's getting some fans. Watch out, Jeremy.
I know.
You'll be able to deal with her.
Nebraska, Pigeon Forge. Is it Pigeon Forge?
Pigeon Forge.
Why did you leave WWE? I think you already answered that. That's a lot of questions.
hardship.
You gotta watch the full show.
Every month to
Ryan
pay your
from campus.
insurance bill. First, she would
Sorry.
handwrite a paper
This poor
check
guy is
in
getting
cursive. Then, using her own
You're
tongue,
in Florida.
she
You've
would
been
win
all
a
over.
stamp for an envelope. Today,
Can you get it?
however,
Can
we
Chris
need
get a
not
shout out
dirty
from
our
Tucson?
hands and
Hey, Chris
tongues.
in Tucson.
Today, we can pay our
Did you
Geico
ever watch or
bill with the
listen to
Geico
Classic
app.
Who's Guys?
Away with hardship. In
There's
with
been a lot of
bill
questions
pay
with that.
on the Geico app.
Nice haircut.
Oh, thanks. I'm growing it out a little bit.
WYCQ8, operator of radio
Sam in
stations
Massachusetts.
1029 The Buzz, 1025 The Game, 94.9 Game 2.
This is fun. Fun.
Classic hits.
This should be like 2 hours.
Opportunity employer. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our
So,
stations when we have
one
a
of the
job
questions
opening.
is, will WWE ever get a subscription like, or TNA like WWE?
We can answer that one.
That would probably be one of them.
CromwellRadio.com. That's EEO contact at
You know, I can't even read that anyway, so it doesn't matter,
Josh
Jeremy.
is the show.
My eyes are.
Out of Oliver. Alabama, Georgia.
Just talking sports. What could be better than that?
Orlando.
Join Derek and me.
That sounds fun right now.
Getting it new.
Now, more of Josh Mathews on ESPN 1025 The Game.
Welcome back to the Josh Mathews Show here on ESPN 102.5 The Game. The first ever, the premiere episode. You call them episodes? Broadcast? The premiere broadcast? I got to get down with the radio lingo. I have the wrestling lingo down. I got to get down with the radio lingo. This is the Josh Mathews Show, brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. Big show coming up to the fairgrounds Saturday, August 6th at 7 p.m. We're going to have some of the competitors who will be competing for Freedom Pro Wrestling on Saturday, August 6th at the fairgrounds on the show in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. We'll be with you each and every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central on ESPN 102.5 The Game. Also live on Facebook, live every week, and on Periscope as well. My finger looks very big as I point at everyone on the Periscope on my cell phone. Give us a call, 615-737-1025. I'm trying to pay attention to what's happening right now in the Open Championship. You can get full coverage of the Open Championship right now on 94.9 The Game 2. Let's go back to the phone. Jim in Ohio. Jim, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Josh?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I just want to say you're doing a tremendous job in TNA, and I enjoy your commentary with the Pope, and congratulations on the move to Thursday night.
Oh, Jim, thank you very much. Hopefully,
My question is, you never thought about going live every week, or?
Yeah, I think that in a perfect world, it would be cool to go live every week, and I appreciate your call, Jim. But it's a cost thing, to be quite honest with you. It costs a lot of money for a show to go live every week, and it's just one of those things that the show gets taped, and if you don't go on the internet and read the spoilers, to you it is live. And I said what I said about going live, and I think it's cool. I think it brings a cool feeling. But I love shows like Gotham on Fox, and it's not live. It's a pre-produced show, and to me it's live because I haven't seen episodes of it before. So I think people get caught up in that a little too much. If you don't go online and read what's happening on the spoilers, then to you it's live. 615-737-1025. We have more phone calls coming in as we get ready for that. Let's go back to Facebook Live. Brandy, do we have any more questions from Facebook Live? Have I answered all of the Facebook questions?
No, you're not even close. We could be here till noon. So one of the questions is, do you think that TNA will do subscriptions like WWE?
Like a network? I think that if you go back in history, and I could be totally wrong here, but if you go back in history, I think that Impact did something in the digital world before WWE did, and I think that in 2016, if we don't get into, and I shouldn't say don't get into, because we just announced earlier this week that we are going to be on now in China on Youku, and that's like YouTube in China, but it's huge. I mean, everyone's on Youku in China, and I actually watched a video that I did for Youku, for Impact's official Youku channel. I had to have this explained to me, too, because there's like Weibo, and there's this, and there's channels and all these things over there in China. But I know that we're on, I think, new episodes every Wednesday night in China. Dominique in Pittsburgh, what's up? What's up, buddy? How are you? Dominic, sorry. I thought I said Dominique. I don't have my glasses on.
Hey, I just had a question about TNA merch.
Okay.
I like, collecting stuff like trading cards. Do you think TNA is ever going to need more trading cards soon?
I hope. I think we have. I don't know about trading cards. I know we have like a deck of cards. My wife brought some home the other day with her on the playing cards. But yeah, I'm with you on all the merch and the action figures and the video games. I want it all too. I really do, and I think that we should have all that stuff. Dominic, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. Appreciate you listening and watching either on Facebook Live or on Periscope here early Saturday morning on the Josh Mathews Show, the premiere episode, the premiere broadcast. I swear I will get broadcast down. 615-737-1025. Open Championship is happening. I'm going to be off the air here. Gosh, this show flew by, but I'm going to go home and watch lots of golf all day long. I think that Phil, I'm going to get this in. Phil had a great outing on Thursday. No one has ever shot a 62 in a major championship, and Phil was so close. He shot a 62 and a half, and the ball just lipped out, went all the way around on a putt that would have got him there, and he ends up Thursday shooting the 63, but just made Thursday feel like Sunday at a major championship. It was so much fun on Thursday afternoon to watch that and to be able to see what Phil was doing, and you can get full coverage of what is happening at the Open Championship right now on 94.9 The Game 2. I also wanted to talk about Brock Lesnar and what happened with him, and the news that came out that Brock may have tested positive for some stuff that he wasn't supposed to be taking, some supplements, or whatever the case may be of what Brock took. He said that he's going to get to the bottom of this, and who knows what they're going to do as it relates to Brock's payday and the victory that he had at UFC 200. Someone's asking about Roman Reigns from WWE also being suspended and some of the things that he took. Look, these guidelines are in place for these athletes to follow. And I get that sometimes you may take a supplement, and it's on you, it's on the athlete to know what you're taking, to know what you're putting in your body. But I think whatever happens with Brock, I hope he gets cleared. I truly do, and I loved his fight at UFC 200. I watched it, and he dominated. I mean, he just dominated. And I thought it was great. And now there's this sort of black cloud looming over Brock Lesnar and what this means for the actual outcome and Brock's future in not only UFC, but in WWE as well. Roman Reigns, I don't know why he was suspended for 30 days. I don't think he'll ever be suspended again. I think he made a mistake. We all make mistakes. I think Roman made a mistake. He'll be back, and I don't think you're going to hear Roman Reigns ever be suspended again. I think that he will. He'll be just fine. 615-737-1025. We got a caller in. Let's go to Long Island, Strong Island. Cole, what's up?
What's up, Josh? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. So, you got to kill one, marry one, and fornicate one. You got Rosie Lotalove, Awesome Kong, and Rosemary.
My friends play this game a lot. They call it something else. I appreciate you keeping it clean, Cole, on the call. Rosie Lotalove. Who was the other one? Give me the other one again. Kong.
And Rosemary.
Okay, I'm going to I'm going to marry Rosemary because I think it would be hilarious. We can film a reality show. I'll hook up with Kong, and I will. I guess I have to kill Rosie Lotalove.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Cole, thanks a lot. That was a strange. People still play that game, huh? All right. Well, Cole, thank you for the call from Long Island. Miguel in Colorado Springs, one of my favorite places. Miguel, what's up?
Hey, I was just wondering, when will TNA announce when Bound for Glory will be and where it will be at?
I think it will be announced sooner rather than later, and I'm sorry for the vague answer. If I knew when it was, I promise you I would tell you right now. I don't. I don't know when Bound for Glory will take place, and I also don't know where it will take place. But that'll come out soon, and when it does come out, you can follow all of our Impact accounts on social media, and you'll be able to find out where Bound for Glory and when Bound for Glory will be taking place. Miguel, thank you for the call. What's up? Why are you looking at me like that, Brandy?
People seem really interested in what you're drinking.
Oh, what
Are
am
you
I
drinking
drinking?
Spark?
I am. How did they know? This is Spark. I love Spark. I start every day with a Spark. I drink a Spark in the afternoon. I also drink Rehydrate in the morning. And I have a website that you can go and you can order Advocare products right from me. But yes, this is Spark. This is green apple flavored Spark.
Got it.
What else do they want to know?
Who's your idol in the commentary field? Says Julian.
This may sound weird. Well, I have a lot. I mean, Chris Fowler, I love. I mean, all the guys from Game Day, I love. Kirk Herbstreit really is one of my all-time favorite broadcasters. I think Kirk is just so entertaining, and you know he brings his kids on to Game Day, and they're just always having fun. And I think that Herbie is just one of the best. I mean, he's so good. He does Game Day, and then he does the game. And I think they've smartened. They're doing Game Day where they're broadcasting from, because I think for a while he was doing Game Day in the morning and then flying to wherever the game was to call that game. That's how good he is. And Joe Buck. I think Joe Buck is phenomenal.
I agree.
Who else, Brandy? What else?
What else? Hugh wants to know, did you become part of TNA when Hogan and Bischoff were in the company?
No, I was not a part of Impact Wrestling when Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff were here. No, I wasn't. But you can see Eric Bischoff at Freedom Pro Wrestling Saturday, August 6th, 7 p.m. right here in the Nashville Fairgrounds. I just got a text from EC3. He's talking to me about the game that I just played with Cole from Long Island. Hey, EC3, good morning. Happy to hear that you are listening to this show or watching on either Facebook Live or Periscope. Brandy, we got some time for a couple more questions.
Okay. A lot of people are really fascinated by your tattoos.
Okay.
So how many do you have in total?
I guess you would call this one, two, three or four, I guess.
Okay.
They don't want to talk about the Open Championship. Nobody wants to talk to me about Phil Mickelson and what he's doing. He's getting ready. He's either getting ready to tee off or he has teed off. Hold on a second. He teed off. He's going to tee off at 10:20 Eastern, so that's 9:20 here. What time is it? It's just about 9 o'clock. This show is almost over. We're almost done. The Josh Mathews Show, the first ever broadcast, is almost done. Brandy, let's get in a couple more questions while we can.
Daniel wants to know, did you ever dream of doing play-by-play of sports like boxing, MMA, baseball, football?
Yeah, I would love to do, we talked about this earlier, I'd love to call college football, I'd also love to call MMA if ever given the opportunity. Boxing, not so much, I'm not a super huge fan of boxing. I'm looking at the clock, we got a minute left. What else?
Sam is really surprised that you follow golf.
I love it. I play as much golf as humanly possible. When I lived in the Northeast, I think one year I played 110 rounds in one season, and it's a short season up there. Down here, I've played quite a few times at a course in Murfreesboro. I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't think anyone knows about it other than me, and I can get on and off in like an hour and a half.
Okay. So I have a question.
Okay.
So we have a minute left. Would you like to stay on Facebook Live since you have so many people out there just a few minutes longer?
No, I got to go home. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. We could do Facebook Live. We can hang out for a little bit longer. But I appreciate this show so much, and I appreciate you guys calling in. All the feedback that we got. Next week, we'll talk about sports. Hopefully, on the Josh Mathews Show. Thank you for joining us. ESPN 1025, The Game, brought to you by Freedom Pro Wrestling. And we will see all of you right back here next Saturday.
Nice. Good job. Nice.
Well, that went by quick.
Yeah, it did. So a lot of people have lots of questions for you. Do you do Pokemon Go? Do you play that game?
Yeah, I do play Pokemon. It's right here. I'm going to sign off a Periscope, but everyone come back next week. My phone's like red hot.
Shotgun start four-person scramble
That's
continental breakfast with lunch and awards and drinks and snacks along the way. First, second, and third
Great
prizes.
show.
The Duff
Daniel
Prize,
says great show.
closest to the
Great. Can everyone come back? Can we tell everyone to come back? Can you guys all come back next week, next Saturday? Come back with more questions. Watch golf this weekend, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about much more. I am going to sign off unless I need to answer any more questions. No? All right, let's do this next week, guys. How do I stop? Finish! Finish!